We all love winning in its every single form, whether it will be on a sports event, whether it will be on a hard-fought battle, whether it will be on having a struggle with something and just winning over it. We enjoy when that happens, and it's a personal growth moment, it's a personal euphoria moment. And for a gamer, nowadays, there is nothing better than showing a company, a big company or the big gaming industry, that you are not going to stand for their bullshit and winning over them by supporting good games and fighting for good decisions. Greetings ladies and gents, my name is Helso, the Bearded Vulcan Blabbermouth, and I am discussing, and today we are going to discuss several things that have happened in the span of 2 days actually. First one I want to address is the Nexus mod for Oblivion 4 Remastered from the Elder Scrolls. As you remember from my previous video, I commented on the body type 1 and 2 and whether or not this is something that should make a game absolutely woke and should make it a non-binary, or it should be ignored. And my stance was pretty much on the middle. It's not something to be ignored ever when it comes to it, because it is a first step, an initial step into much worse wokeness within a video game. However, if it's an isolated case, then it for sure shouldn't cause reaction like non-binary, burn this game to the ground and everything, especially if the game is good. So it is a case by case, and a lot of people have this opinion, a lot of people have the other opinion, and a lot of people have the third opinion. So whatever opinion you choose, it's yours to choose. However, as gamers, we don't want body type 1 and 2. We want male and female. That's what the standard is, and that's what reality is. And we do fight to get this out of there. Yes, the game might be good and we might be willing to go past it to play the game and enjoy the game, but it's not something that anyone would forget, at least anyone who actually wants to be based in reality. So, when Nexus mods banned the modding community from going back with Oblivion to the male and female and just removing such mods from their website, people were arguably very pissed. And they voiced their opinions a lot and very actively. And something incredible happened for one reason or another. This is from Grumps. Folks, Nexus mods folded today, but really can't be trusted. Support alternate like DEG mods. Now, DEG mods is another platform that supports modding, and it's gathering a modding community. And they have no restrictions on classic mods being added to them, and by their posts that you see here, we're always here as an oath to provide censorship resistance, can delete those mods over on what we've developed. They have basically one up Nexus mods. J Viper here says the male and female mod is back on Nexus mods. There was no way they could hide from this one, and this comes right after Nexus mods basically did fold out of sheer fear in mine and a lot of other people's opinions that they would very quickly be toppled as the modding go-to website. Whether that is the only case or they decided that they're doing something stupid and wanted to actually support gamers and not be politically biased remains to be known. However, we do feel like they just got a little bit scared. And here it is. The trending mods today is the body type selector, which is the mod for male and female. This is basically the top one on their website. So they did indeed fold. It is available to anyone who wants to install it and run the game through it. And yeah, once again, this mod was something that was not supposed to be deleted in the first place, because whether or not anyone has a problem with body type 1, it is something to be concerned about, especially when the original game had male and female, and now this is just a attempt by Bethesda to slid in just a tiny bit of wokeness and to see if gamers would stand for it. This is most probably a test, and gamers didn't stand for it. Yes, they played the game, however, they weren't silent about it, and some people did refund the game and some people did say this is a non-binary. As you can see, there's also a screenshot that Nexus mods basically said, sure, here you go. Yeah, like just casually doing this, just casually. Yeah, it's okay, we didn't intend to do it in the first place, but we hear your cries. Yeah, sure, that's what happened. We are absolutely sure. And if you want to see what true winning is, I present you with this. This is the current now SteamDB charts. We have 130,000 players in the game on Oblivion. This is a Game Pass Day 1 game, by the way. And we have a peak of 190 players, and we are still before the weekend, ladies and gents. We're still before the weekend, and I want to show you that this is a 19-year-old game that was just remastered, and I want to show you the dearly beloved in Assassin's Creed Shadows, which kind of didn't get up to such levels at all and never even scratched the surface of Elder Scrolls Oblivion. This is because the Elder Scrolls for Oblivion, no matter that it's a 19-year-old game, is still better in every terms because the game itself was made to please gamers. It wasn't made as a political activist piece, and that is the huge issue of almost all modern AAA games. They don't make games to be games anymore. They make games to be political messages that are clad scarcely in gaming elements, and that's something that gamers don't want. We try throughout our entire day to have escapism, and I don't know how many times I will have to say this. We want escapism. We do not want to bring real world problems into our games, or if we want to bring them, we want them to be brought at least in a smart manner, which is something that doesn't happen and hasn't happened in a long time. But that is not the only thing that we can see as a win in the past few days, ladies and gents. What you see here is the game Clair Obscur Expedition 33, which is another game that dropped just yesterday. It's already breaking some very nice records. It already has more players than Assassin's Creed Shadows. It has a very good review on Steam. I watched Smash JT play a little bit of it, and I was very intrigued. It's a turn-based game, which means that it's a base game if you've seen the post already. And it's an amazing experience. It has great graphics, great characters. The storyline seemed very interesting, and I would buy it the first chance I get. Probably will be next month, regrettably. But this game is an amazing addition. And here we see Grums, who says, hard to believe that this was a team of 30 people, mostly ex-AAA devs who wanted something better. Small teams and AA budgets are where investors should be looking at. The risk is so much more manageable, and returns on risk taking are potentially huge. And I completely agree. Investors should look to AA games or even indie games to see where the things are at. We have had a lot of overlooked games in the past, and still do, from developers who have very limited budget and very limited capability, but still managed to bring us something incredible. You only need to see another win that happened recently, and that is Schedule 1, and you get exactly what I mean. But before I forget, I want to do something else as well. Knees up for Smash JT. And yes, with all the wins, we are now experiencing a truly start of what I think is a revolution in gaming finally happening outside of what we are creating. If you remember, we as gamers are creating a revolution from within for quite a while now. We do have the non-binary, we do have selective opinions, we are becoming selective about our games, and more people are no longer buying blindly just because a game carries a specific name or specific franchise or is made by a specific company. We have woken up as people, even the normies that some people call them, have woken up and have refused to just buy things out of the necessity because it is by this company or by this company, and a lot of people have started to look and to realize what's actually happening to their beloved franchises, and that's why big companies like Ubisoft and like others are starting to crumble very, very much. You can see it with all the layoffs that is happening with a lot of companies. Thousands upon thousands of people have already been laid off. They're downsizing, they're in debt, they're no longer capable of producing something that will make a good return, and they're just crumbling even further and further. And there is only one reason that this is happening. It's because they have turned their backs on what they considered material, on what they considered mindless piggy banks. They have turned their backs on gamers, and gamers are not as mindless as people think, as these companies would like you to believe. We do have our criticism, we do have our vision, we do have our minds, and we do have the most important thing for these companies, our wallets. And when we're not satisfied, when we see that the companies are trying to fuck us over and over again and just giving us subpar products, we close our wallets and we open them for smaller games. We open them for games like Mandragora that I'm playing now. We open them for games like Split Fiction, for Schedule 1, for Expedition 33. Smaller games that are more and more amazing and are much better than anything else that we have seen in the past 5 years. These companies, these triple, quadruple A giants, need to start to much deeper and much more actively into what they're gonna do, because it won't be long before they are utterly and completely replaced. Anyway, that's all I have for this video today. Thank you very much for watching. If you did until now, if you enjoyed this content, press the like, press the subscribe button, press the follow button, and become part of the DiscussThing Guild. Proceeds from this go to helping homeless animals and animals in shelters, as well as helping me support me and my channel to become a full-time YouTuber. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Hjelzo. This was DiscussThing, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers and stay fresh.